Alright, we're playing X Factor here now. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Comete Algo. I'm your host, Kevin Lopez.
And I'm Mansion 16K.
So today, as you guys can see, we got a lot of food in front of us.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it a little later because our next guest that we have on the show requested this one himself personally.
Who should have been our first ever guest.
You guys have no idea how long we've been waiting to do this episode.
Since we first started.
Yeah. I remember he was like, oh, when we reach this goal, when we reach our goal, we were gonna do it, but it's like, you know, scheduling happens and life happens. This person has over 1.2K followers, overall lifetime of 100+ subs, and
it's a big reason for our success, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
he's always shouting us out,
always
putting people on us,
showing us some love. This is the banjo wearing, poncho wearing, Twitch streaming, Wonder Wing dealing, Fuser mixing. Woo! Ooh, he's spitting, son of a gun. This is the one, the only KSO.
Let's go, baby. Good.
Get ready.
Kev, hell of an intro, my guy. Hell of an intro.
So yeah, everybody, this is the one and only Mr. KSO.
What up?
Twitch streamer, but a lot more other things, and we'll get to that.
One of his many talents.
Yeah. So, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Like I mentioned earlier off camera, I'm a teacher by day, streamer by night. I just had class not too long ago through Zoom. Kids were great. Lesson was dope. You know, having a great day. How about you guys?
Can't complain.
Yeah,
we're about to eat, bro.
We're about to eat.
Be mad at that, dude. The food looks bomb.
It did.
Low key.
Great selection.
So speaking of the food, this is the chicken coop requested by KSO himself from Whittier, California. It's got a bunch of different stuff, but the main thing that caught his attention was the belly buster sandwich.
You found it on TikTok, right?
Yes, sir. It just came up on my TikTok feed. I think the one that they had on TikTok had macaroni in it too.
Really? Oh, damn.
That one had macaroni?
This one doesn't.
No.
No.
That would have caught your attention?
I don't know if that was what really stuck out to me,
But the
because
creativity of it?
especially over like the last year with like everything that's going on, there's been a huge like chicken sandwich craze, especially what you see around right now. Like everyone has like a chicken sandwich craze, and honestly, I'm consumed by that craze too. Whenever I see especially like spicy or hot chicken sandwiches, like I just gotta have them. So when I saw that this one didn't have regular bread but waffles, I'm like, dude, that's
The
a must-have.
creativity.
Yeah, you have to hop on it.
So we got a great show for you guys today. Can't wait to show you guys. Alright guys, so for the first plate, this is the Chicken Coop signature breakfast sandwich. It has an over easy egg, vegetables, and a couple slices of bacon filled with fries. A nice little simple breakfast sandwich to start off the whole feast pretty much.
It's like the most normal thing on their menu.
Before we start eating and not paying attention to each other, pretty much, I'm gonna let KSO give you guys a little background, just a little behind the scenes type of information, just to get to know the streamer a little better, because he is a Twitch streamer. To start off, I just want to just you talk about yourself. So like, where are you from? What type of background did you come from, so that people could like probably relate to you a lot more.
So I met all these people, or I met Kevin in South Central Los Angeles. That's where I was born and raised. That's actually where I still teach to this day. I actually teach at a high school not too far from where I live. So that's really cool, because it's somewhere where like I genuinely relate to my kids. So there's that. And then, you know, I'm a big gamer, always have been. Growing up, I started on the 64, then went straight to the PS1, then PS2, and then funny story is that, you know, being from like a low income family, I never had money for the PS3, because I think when it first dropped, it was incredibly expensive. Like I remember, I think someone was doing like a TLR on MTV where like someone won it for playing for 24 hours straight. Like that's how hard it was to get that console. So we never had it. So me and my brother played a lot of Nintendo 64. And this was at a time where like everybody had like the newest console, but we had the Nintendo 64 and we had Smash Bros. So Smash Bros has been a game that like I've loved and adored and played for like the longest. Never had Melee, never had the Wii, never had anything else, but I used to like religiously play the 64 version. Obviously now growing up, and I'm pretty sure you guys can attest to this, where like now all the like hobbies that you had as a kid that you probably couldn't invest in as much as you did because like the money wasn't there.
Yeah.
Now you can. Cop the Switch, started playing Smash Ultimate, and then, you know, I was having a good time. My friend, he knew that I was interested in Twitch, but for someone who was pretty much only getting their content from like Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, like the basic standard like social medias, I had no clue where I would start. I had no idea the platform even existed. Literally all I knew from it was like people simp on it, or like just like the weirdest things of like what one perceives from Twitch. He actually is the one who got me started. I don't know if you've ever seen him in my chat, Tenza. Shout out Tenza.
I've seen him. Shout out.
He's the person who let me borrow what's called like a game capture card that lets you capture consoles like the Switch, because it's one of those consoles that doesn't let you stream directly to the app like Xbox or PlayStation. Okay. So he got me into it. The grind is exactly that. It is a grind. You don't start off with 50, 60, 70 viewers. This was back when I didn't even have a camera. So I was streaming with just the game and just like commentary. And then, you know, little by little, you start building that fan base. Then they start requesting that like webcam stream.
The face reveal. The
face reveal. Long story short, in terms of like my Twitch career and you know how it started off as a hobby, and it just kind of started snowballing, and then I started like really getting involved in the actual Twitch community where like I have Twitch streamers I also watch. So it's a good time, man. Twitch is one hell of a beast, and like if you're interested in becoming one, just know that there is a lot of behind the works. I'm pretty sure you guys as like content creators know that it goes past the 30 minutes you're on camera. It's like a lot of stuff you have to learn on your own and go from there.
As we took a couple bites already of the breakfast sandwich, we'll let KSO and Pedro take their bites, give their opinions on it.
That's really good.
Yeah, right?
That's really good. Egg is one of those like complicated things to put on a burger because like it makes the sandwich kind of soggy and kind of wet. Yeah. And that was actually my first time having an egg on a burger. That's
right now?
Really good. Yeah, that was my first time. It was really good. Yeah.
What? Oh, wow. We're popping cherries today, guys. Yeah, but that's crazy that you talk about that. Like, that's your first time actually eating a burger or a sandwich with an over easy egg on it.
I've seen a lot of places do it.
Yeah, a lot of places do it. But, I mean, hey, it's always a first for somebody. Alright, guys, so for the second plate, we are at the one that KSO himself requested.
It's highly anticipated.
Yeah, this is the Belly Buster sandwich. It's a piece of fried chicken, waffle to top it off, waffle on the bottom, bacon, coleslaw, and any veggies that goes in the bottom.
Do you know if it's a spicy chicken or a regular chicken?
I think it's a regular. Yeah, I think it's a regular.
There's no red on that. Like.
Yeah. So we're gonna let KSO take that first bite out of his piece and get his authentic reaction on it.
So just some background information. Apparently last time a streamer was here, they found out that the streamer, aka Scotty Moons, doesn't like lettuce. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. I told them that I didn't like pickles because I was talking shit.
And that's like you're eating it with the sandwich.
I was gonna eat it by itself.
Oh, you should.
Oh,
that's
shit.
your shit.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
All right, we're playing X Factor here now. Is it the sourness? Yeah. Alright, now to eat the sandwich, I want the opinion on that. Nice big bite. Nice first big bite.
Chicken cooked to perfection. Bacon slightly crispy. The coleslaw, this one's really good. I feel like it doesn't even really taste like coleslaw. There's a big old. The one thing I will say though, I don't know if it's just me, but the bread's not too sweet. I don't know if we have to put syrup on it.
Pretty sure that's what they gave it to us.
Oh, that makes sense. Yes, sir. But overall, this sandwich definitely has the KSO stamp of approval.
Cheers to everybody for this.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I see the hype.
So, I personally could taste the sweet of the waffle. I mean, it's not crazy sweet, but I could tell how they keep the balance of that with the chipotle mayo and the chicken. So all the savory parts of the sandwich, and then the two waffles just balance it out for me. KSO's going in. Look at that. Putting in syrup.
He put syrup on his too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On the last one.
So when you eat the food, how often do you factor in the element of like, okay, I'm not eating it fresh. I'm eating it an hour later.
We mentioned it
30
multiple
minutes later.
times for it being like an hour out or however long. We're like, this is still pretty good. So imagine if it was fresh.
Okay.
You gotta, yeah.
But man, you're loving that right now. Imagine fresh.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is true.
For the ones who don't know, how long have you been streaming? When did you start? Like, I want to know the origin story.
This month would make it 1 full year. I started in March of last year. Definitely fell on and off in terms of consistency because with work, especially at a job like teaching where you're always working past when the last school bell rings.
Definitely
like you're either
understandable.
grading homework, doing assignments, making lesson plans. It's been one hell of a year. The summer was really good to me.
Oh, we were popping in the summer.
Oh, man.
That's when we really bonded.
Dummy popping.
Bro, Twitch was on fire.
Which is what I want to say. Personally, I want to say thank you to you and 2 other mediocre streamers, Gotti and House, for keeping my quarantine
Same.
tolerable. I had nothing to do at night, so them going on Twitch and I could, we just have a conversation. It's still like, it's fucking cool.
And that's what Twitch is all about. It's about like building a community, having conversation.
I mean, you got people from like Europe on your fan base, like.
A lot of whenever I start really late, like a 12 a.m. to like 1 a.m. stream, you'll see like greetings from Germany. I'm just like,
and they
bro,
literally
that's
say greetings.
I'm like, that's cap. Like you're lying. Like you're probably down the street from me. And then they say stuff that only like someone from that place would know.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh damn, like Twitch is global.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. I'm like, besides Germany, what's been like the most randomest place that you've like gotten a viewer from?
I want to say someone said Ukraine before.
Ooh.
I remember during an Avengers stream. She was also a big Marvel fan. She was someone from India. So like I think when I was staying up at night, practically getting ready for bed, she's like, oh yeah, I gotta go get some lunch. I was like, what? So it happens a lot.
Kind of like how he just said, like, Twitch is such a global, I mean, you could honestly say icon, because Twitch has instantly like changed everything for gaming, in my opinion, because like you said, we're all in the same age group. So growing up, you didn't see other people playing video games. Like, you just heard about
Especially not live.
Yeah.
It was not something that happened live.
Never broadcasted. There were never tournaments. Now you're getting COD tournaments, you're getting Overwatch tournaments, like,
bro,
et cetera, et
scholarships
cetera.
on this stuff.
Yeah.
I wish I went to school.
Remember when our parents used to tell us that, like, you play too much, this
You're not going to get anything out of this.
Yeah. No, now.
There's a 16-year-old that's a millionaire now.
Dead ass. Well, Fortnite millionaire.
For the ones that don't know you as well, he is mainly a Smash Bros player, a COD player, and he just recently got into Fuser. So can you just give a little information on all 3 and like how you like it?
So definitely, it's funny. The game I enjoy playing the most would probably be Smash Bros.
Yeah.
It's the one I'm the most competitive in. It's the one I play the most, and it's honestly the one that has like the largest fan base. So I would enjoy playing that game more if I had like friends in IRL, in real life, for those who don't know, that also grinded the same way they grind like COD, for example.
Okay.
Like I can find other people who like take the game seriously in COD, but I just can't find that in Smash. So there's always that like, do I stream what I want to play with my friends, or do I stream the game that, 1, I genuinely enjoy more, and 2, has a larger community?
Well, I feel like in COD is more like you said, RL. While Smash, you could get random people, and that's how you become friends too. Like, they join your arena, and then you're like, oh crap, they're popping off here, and they're like, they join the chat sometimes, and there you go, you got another follower.
No, yeah, I agree. It's funny because in terms of like Twitch growth, the Smash community, like, it wasn't even just about like just playing the game. Like I'm like in Facebook Smash communities and like Instagram Smash communities. Yeah, it's like a group of like hundreds of people, and they're like, oh, let's get some games. I'm pretty sure there's something like that for COD that exists, because I've seen people post up like, oh, I need a duels partner.
Yeah.
I'm just not into those because, like I said, I'm just not as passionate about that game as I am about Smash.
I just feel like COD itself, like, it's just more of a toxic environment.
I was about to say that.
Like, for Smash Bros, you could easily meet somebody and be like, oh, you play Smash? You're like, cool, who you meet? You could easily start like a nice conversation and all.
Yeah.
But you've never heard like people be like, oh, you play COD? You play COD? You'd be like, cool. Like, it's...
Well, yeah, no, that's the Smash too. Like, some people just hate snipers. Just like in Smash, some people hate when they main center characters. Like,
yeah, like, I think every game has like its level of toxicity.
Yeah.
I just think it comes in different forms.
I think Call of Duty is just the more notorious one.
Oh, 100%, because it's like, I mean,
Ruthless.
we've all been that like immature middle schooler who's just talking shit at random
And
strangers.
that's because they link you up with whoever you're playing against, right? Like
Yeah.
you guys are actually in the same voice chat. I think that's what.
Yeah, no, I agree. In terms of like the last game, so Fuser, it's one of the newer games I stumbled upon. I honestly want to say it was just something that was recommended like via like an IG ad.
Oh wow.
And it's really cool. It has a bunch of different games, bunch of different songs, and you know it's nice, you know, DJing for chat.
Almost like
stream.
DJ Hero.
Almost minus the actual turntable, because you use a controller. You know, rap, rock, dance, R&B, country, EDM, like literally everything. And one's goal is to like create a perfect DJ set, to like create a vibe. And I've had fun doing that. Like it's very.
It gets addicting.
Yeah, it gets addicting.
You're
and then
mixing two genres, like.
dude, on like the genres and the addicting part, it's just like in terms of how much money I've spent, it has easily been the one where I've overspent more than I should have, because like you swear you're gonna skip on like a banger for $1.99. That $1.99 ends up adding if they keep putting a bunch of bangers in queue, you know?
We've both single-handedly have witnessed this man just rocking out on stream where, like, I'm not gonna lie, at first, like how everybody is with a new game, like he wasn't that efficient with it, but he's gotten the hang of it where I'm like, oh damn, that, like I even tell him like on chat, I'm like, damn, that was a good transition right there.
Might have to throw it on SoundCloud, you know?
Yeah, like those were pretty good transitions.
So
and
we go from like the White Stripes,
The White Stripes
to like Wu-Tang, like just like that, and it's like, what the fuck, bro? But some of it fits, some don't.
All right, so for the third plate, you guys can see we got a huge container right here. When we saw it, we couldn't believe it because the lady even told us do not close the box because it will crush the chips. You could tell that they made these chips like out of hand, like they fried the chips themselves before even serving it. So these are the loaded chicken nachos. It's got a bunch of stuff that you would like on some nachos: chicken, black beans, pico de gallo, sour cream,
that's your taste.
jalapenos, of course, and cheese, nacho cheese. Go ahead, guys. Like I said, look at those chips. You could tell like those aren't like those aren't some Tostito chips that you just throw on a plate. Like look at that.
One time I wear white.
These are good.
Yeah.
They taste like super handmade.
Get a jalapeno with that. The bite of the chicken itself, like you could tell like it was well seasoned and it's still juicy. Like you would think like after all this time it would be like dried up. It's still good because it meshes well with all the other condiments that come with the nachos. And I forgot that it has corn too.
Oh, some corn in there? Oh, I see it.
Look at that corn. That's in my opinion what separates the good places from the great places. Handmade stuff. Like when something's made handmade, these places in my opinion are better. Like us, we do have another fellow Laker fan, and as you guys know, we always want to get an opinion on what others think. You see those flexing all the championships. So yeah, as a fellow Laker fan, out of all the years that they were to win the championship, they won it in 2020.
Oh, that shit hurts, bro.
It was such a bittersweet moment because like I've known him for more than 10 years now, so we've seen the worst of the worst when it comes.
Sacres, baby. Oh my god.
We've seen the worst of the worst when it comes to the Lakers, and now we've seen the best of the best. The happiness overall of just them winning it again took it all over for me.
Especially in such a traumatic year, dude. Losing Kobe, COVID, all that pressure. It was definitely, like as you mentioned, one of the bittersweet championships we ever won. Because I remember the Kobe Pau Gasol championships.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember the Kobe Shaq ones because I was just so young. But this one, seeing it, you know, LeBron putting the team on his back, AD doing what he had to do, coaches making all the adjustments they had to in like series like with Houston where we were forced to play small.
Yeah. The amount of adjustments that the Lakers coaching staff had to go through and the amount of obstacles that the team had to go through physically and mentally. Like nobody has ever experienced the bubble. I mean, for good reason they had a bubble, but nobody has to go through that. Not seeing their families for over multiple months at a period of time is just something unheard of, especially in the NBA.
Obviously, a lot of people try to belittle the title, like the Mickey Mouse, the Mickey Mouse tourney or whatever.
Yeah.
I honestly think that chip was probably the hardest to win in the history of basketball. In a pandemic, in the bubble, you have no influence of like home court arena. At the end of the day, that ring was just basketball. It was just basketball.
It was like going into an open gym.
Exactly, yeah. That year, the Lakers were the best team.
Yeah.
I mean, one could argue like well, they got to rest. So did every other team there.
Yeah, no,
It's like
totally
any way
agree.
you try to bring it down, there's an argument for that.
And they were the most physically and mentally strong team because we've seen reports of other teams not being able to keep their players mentally in check.
Houston
Sneaking in people.
Oh, dude,
We had-
come on,
we had
dude,
the
just
Heat,
win
like,
another week.
Now that we have talked about the 2020 season, the 2021 season is more than halfway done, and we've experienced our struggles.
Yeah.
It's well known that we are not the same team without AD.
Yeah.
Besides that part, what do you think of the team this year?
I think for where they're at, especially without AD, I think what they're third, fourth in the Western Conference. I think they're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
I know some people would disagree, and you know, you get a couple L's in the regular season, and all of a sudden, like, oh, let's start
panic.
trading players, and let's start trading this, let's trade that. They panic. Exactly. Getting that healthy body in AD.
Yeah.
I think we're back to being 1-2, definitely leading the Western Conference. I definitely see us going back to back. As you know, we don't just win chips in ones, we win them in clusters, whether there be 2 or even 3 peeps. I have the Lakers going back to back this year. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, we get to see it in person.
For sure, that's gonna be a pretty penny though. Stimulus check. I know where that's going.
And it's bittersweet times 2, right? Because you're also a Dodger fan. You guys are both Dodger
Yeah.
fans.
Exactly.
I was gonna bring that up. How dare you stream when the World Series is on?
Exactly. I remember that.
Baseball's
like-
not a real sport. It's not a real sport. It's just
whoa.
dudes with a stick hitting balls. It's not a real sport.
So then hockey's not real.
They fight though. They fight. They fight.
Baseball, they fight.
You're not no queen. Like
I want to move into football here because I want to know your opinion on this. What do you think of Dak's contract?
Okay, so disclaimer, I'm gonna be completely transparent and completely honest. I haven't watched a lot of football as I used to, in large part of honestly not being a big fan of Dak.
Wow.
For the longest, it was always like this dude can't throw past like 10 yards. Like he throws nothing deep. It was always like quick, and obviously using his size and his ability to run.
So you're not a big fan of the contract?
So that's what I'm saying.
Are you still not over Tony Romo? That's your god.
Yes, I am one of those. I honestly wish Tony Romo would have gotten a ring, practically sacrificed his body,
His well-being.
literally just like everything for that team. Dez caught it, just FYI, Dez caught it. I wasn't a big fan of Dak, and I was like, you know what, Andy Dalton will be fine. Like the rest of the team, Zeke, like we'll be fine. And this is gonna show how much Dak doesn't really mean to that team. Dude, I was wrong. Honestly, like I put respect on Dak's name. If you want to
difference.
win
It
now
showed you how
and
much.
you want to continue to win, you have to pay Dak. I mean, the contract, that's just like the product of 2021 contracts.
And
Like,
being a quarterback.
correct. That's gonna be like the standard for every quarterback now going forward because
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna say he's like Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes also got dummy paid. And it's just gonna keep going for every quarterback if you're like elite to like godly elite, aside from I guess Tom Brady.
You understand how important he really is to that team.
100%.
That's why I wanted to talk to you about the contract because beforehand, I was mad that Jerry Jones didn't pay him. That they franchised
They hit
him
the
yet
tag,
again.
right? Yeah.
And then once that injury, gruesome injury, like some guys wouldn't even come back from that injury.
Ouch.
Once that happened, this is why a big debate started happening of this is why players hell out. This is why players take care of their money first.
Yep.
Because you don't know how much longer you're gonna play football. Football could end for you at any amount of time. Like you could end on that next play.
Yeah.
I was mad for Dak.
Yeah, same.
Because he deserved better. So that's why now that I see this contract, I'm like, it's about time.
Yeah. No, he
If he wouldn't have gotten signed by the
someone
Cowboys or
would've
someone
gave him-
else,
someone
that would have
would've
been
gave him,
straight dick move. Like they would have got a bad reputation. Like they don't care about the players.
100%.
I think if they wouldn't have signed Dak, Zeke would have probably asked to leave.
Yeah, and that's
I
the
would've
thing.
doubted.
You had to pay Dak because
keep
if
the
you
others
don't,
happy.
okay, let's hit the lottery. Like it's gonna
Yeah.
it had to be a whole rebuild.
It was a blessing in disguise where,
for Dak.
for Dak, because yes, he did suffer the injury, but it showed Jerry how
Yeah.
much he was actually worth it for the team. So now that we got sports out the way, WandaVision. For those that don't follow him on Twitch and are there each and every other day talking about it, he wasn't a big fan at first.
I was not. Even to this day, I stand by that statement. The first 2-3 episodes,
Oh, yeah, they were boring as shit.
And I agree.
It was like they were awful. Like I get it. You have to like pay tribute to some of the like older shows, like the Dick Van Dyke or like the I Love Lucy's of the world. It was just not good. It was not good, in my opinion.
So, yeah.
That it was boring.
I mean, for Marvel, it was boring compared to Marvel
Oh,
stuff.
100%. Yeah. It may be like the Marvel,
Yeah,
like
what we expect from them.
the expectations, and it just like didn't really hit my expectations. But I also have to like kind of reevaluate how I consume that, because I feel like, one, I'm not big on TV. I don't really watch like series on shows. I was never big on like Game of Thrones or like Breaking Bad, which I have heard are really good. For me, it was a change of pace, because now it's like I'm kind of watching TV, and then alongside watching like a TV program, it's not like a movie. You don't. It's not done in 2 hours.
Yeah.
You have to take an episode or two to get the season started, and that's what that was. I still think it was pretty bad, but at least now I'm more understanding of like, you kind of have to have those 2 kind of slow episodes to really get the season going. With that being said, I actually like that they make everybody wait a week to watch the WandaVision episodes, because I feel like now, especially with like social media and TikTok, we're used to like instant gratification. Where it's like I get to binge watch the whole season of whatever I want, or I'll rewatch The Office 20 times. So it was nice that they kind of made everybody wait, because it was almost like a throwback to like traditional TV, or how TV should be.
Now that WandaVision has passed and gone, out of 10, what would you give it?
Honestly, like a 7.
That's fair.
Me and Pedro were talking about like just the Marvel expectation. The slow start for me was a big deal. So in terms of criteria, Marvel expectation, the action sequencing, storytelling, and for me, like those first couple episodes, I think the story could have been taught in a more entertaining way. Shout out to the Raspal Man, by the way. It could have been explained in a more entertaining way.
So for me, I'm not that far off either. I wouldn't give it a 7. I'll just give it an 8, just because of one other criteria, where what it's gonna contribute to.
Okay.
So just the fact that how it finished and what it could contribute to the future films and shows, that's the only reason I give it an 8, because that's gonna have a huge impact on the others that are coming forward.
But I feel like under that argument, you have to go back and give more credit to Age of Ultron, because that's honestly one of the few movies that is like definitely overshadowed, and like people don't give it enough credit.
Well, that's the movie where she was discovered, wasn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
So now like this WandaVision series has definitely added a lot of character development, a lot of depth to that movie.
Yeah.
For me, I think I'll have a better criteria of like Marvel shows once the other 2 drop, where I have like Loki and I have the Winter Falcon and the Winter Soldier, to compare it to, where like, see, this is kind of how it's done a little better, or this and that.
But I mean, you also have to look at the style of the characters.
Yeah,
Like, because you're instantly gonna expect more action in Falcon and Winter Soldier. You're gonna see guns, you're gonna see all that.
Yeah.
This is, like you said, it's more of a storytelling type of thing. So
Boring.
like I said, when
I agree with you.
the grade can change. If Marvel doesn't take advantage of the opportunities that this show gave it to all the other shows, then yeah, that grade will go down for me. But if they blow it off the roof and be like, damn, if you didn't watch WandaVision, you missed out on that information, and boom, you're lost.
Okay.
So that's how I go based off of, because like I said, it's not a crazy Marvel film where you got all that action. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But what it's supposed to mean for the future films, that's
It contributes a lot to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, for sure.
Props to Marvel for keeping us on our heels and be like, damn, I need to go back and watch this. I need to watch this just in case this gets brought back.
Spoilers. You haven't watched it, pause it right here.
Really gonna spoil it?
Dude, spoil it. Dude, spoil it. Spoil it. Spoil
You
it.
haven't spoiled it.
It's been out for like 2-3 weeks now. You could have watched the whole
Exactly.
season. That's your fault. That's your fault.
Wow.
I'm not gonna spoil what happened, but there's hints of Captain Marvel there too. That's all I'm saying.
There's hints of Captain Marvel. There's hints of Fantastic
And
Four.
shout out to the Quicksilver from the X-Men that made an appearance.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Pedro?
There's hints of
The Doctor Strange book.
Strange.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange for me is gonna be the new Iron Man, because he's gonna be in all the other movies.
I can see that.
Because you know how Iron Man was in the after credits of every other
recruiting
movie?
them and stuff.
That's gonna be Doctor Strange, because he's the one that created all the different portals. Alright guys, so for the last plate, they have many different chicken plates, but we did ended up getting the Cuban style chicken plate. This one has 3 pieces of chicken, some white rice, some plantain. Whoever's a Hispanic really knows the importance of fried plantains.
Plátano.
Yeah, plátano frito.
It's weird not seeing it with frijol y crema.
Yeah, But you got frijoles right there on the side,
That's
so that's
true.
what it comes with. Yeah.
Lucky runs your Pollo Loco.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
For local vibes or what?
Yeah.
Very much so.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It does remind me of Pollo Loco.
Right, bro? It's like the texture and everything. They give us avocado sauce, chipotle sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I need that.
It's their quote-unquote green sauce. Get my one plantain. Ooh,
That's good. That's really good.
the sauce.
It's good. There's a kick to it.
Do you like sense of cilantro, jalapeno, avocado?
You definitely get some of that, like that guac feel,
Okay.
Sure.
but it's a lot more saucier in texture. Or it's a lot more liquidy. But you also get like a strong mayo feel too.
Oh.
Where like it's not like on the sauces side or anything like that. It's probably more similar to like the resemblance of like the spicy mayo we also have.
Okay. Now that we've munched on some Cuban chicken platter, this was one of our more anticipated things that I talked to KSO about, is comparing each other's fast food tier list. Because we do have some agreements, but we also have disagreements.
A lot of disagreements.
Yeah.
So this man, if anybody's seen his tier lists,
Spicy
has
taste.
spicy takes. And
Spicy.
He's lost followers over there. I'm pretty sure of it.
as you guys can see, we'll have both tier lists right here. We'll have KSO's on this side and ours on this side. Starting off just S tier alone, we agree upon. We agree that McDonald's, In-N-Out, and Jack are the superior fast food restaurants. The only one that we have different is adding Krispy Kreme to the S tier list.
Yeah.
So, do you mind us having it on the S tier list?
No. And I think for me, it was more of like, when I envision fast food, I don't think Krispy Kreme has ever came to mind as that being a fast food place.
Fair
point.
One, because it's literally just donuts. It's more like fast dessert. On just taste alone, Krispy Kreme donuts are bomb. I don't think they're that much bomber than regular donuts.
Okay.
Like Winchell's, I don't know, you can go to Winchell's and get yourself a bagel, a smoothie, way more stuff than just the same, glazed donuts from Krispy Kreme.
Some of these foods that we have on certain tiers, we're just one or tier off of each other. Like,
Yeah.
I could see that from yours. You have Popeyes in A tier.
Yeah.
And you have Chipotle in A tier. We have Popeyes in B and Chipotle at B.
Yeah.
For our tier list, it was a dual tier list, so we had to agree to disagree on some things. So
What were some of the, more popular food place spots that you guys disagreed upon?
disagreed on Chipotle for sure.
Yeah, Chipotle's
Where did
not
you have
an A.
it?
That's a B for me.
Ooh.
But it's not an A.
Pizza Hut for me was an A.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
Yours?
hate Pizza Hut.
You have Domino's at B.
Domino's, okay, because I have the S, the A, and then the B. And yeah, Domino's
You
would
have
be...
Pizza Hut at C.
I think it's so bad.
What makes Domino's that has sawdust under the pizza?
You could change
and,
that, though.
And sand, I know, but he loves it. But he loves it.
You love it like that?
The
Little, like,
yeah,
like-
it's just
He
dope.
loves sand under his pizza.
Pizza Hut is not good overall pizza.
Yes, it is
It's
overall
so
pizza.
awful.
No, it's
Especially
not.
the regular one. I know there's two versions. There's like the regular one, and I think there's like a hand toss or like a thicker one for $2 extra
think I
that
get the
tastes a
hand
little
toss.
better.
I think I get that.
The regular
toss is
Pizza
good.
Hut is just nasty. Like I would probably eat school pizza before I eat Pizza Hut.
Damn.
That's how badly I dislike Pizza Hut.
Where did Little Caesars go on your list? Oh, you have it at C. The fact that you have Pizza Hut right next to Little Caesars makes absolutely no sense.
If you're gonna choose between the two, just buy a Little Caesars for $5 and save yourself the extra $5. It's so bad.
Oh man, I'm glad we got this on tape. Damn, we got him, boys. We got him.
What do you like more, Domino's or Pizza Hut?
I modified mine, so I make it to my liking.
If you
You're
could
like-
get your best plate
Correct.
from each place, which one would you like more? Which one would you prefer?
Pizza Hut.
Thank you.
Damn, what?
Thank you. This is why we're co-hosts. Alright, so now that we got those tier lists out of the way,
Yup.
it's time for a speed round. I'm gonna hit every guest with a speed round. You guys have already seen his taste buds, so
Yeah.
we'll see how some of these things
Questionable.
are. Alright. Sweet or savory?
Sweet,
Spicy or mild?
spicy. Come on.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Pineapples or no pineapples on pizza?
Pineapples, bro.
Thank you. Fruits or vegetables?
Fruits.
Burgers or tacos?
To pay respects to my culture, I would have to go tacos.
Alright. Which, honestly, there's no wrong
There
choice.
is no wrong
There's no
answer.
wrong
Yeah.
choice on this. Alright, here's another one. LeBron or Kobe?
Oh, you saved all the good ones till the end.
Yeah.
There's different ways I can answer this question.
Legacies.
That's not fair though, because
That's easy for me. I don't care.
but that what define legacy? So we're not talking about like talent. We're not talking about impact, like, or we're embodying everything. Is that what you're? Okay. In terms of talent, Kobe is the more talented player. He had better footwork. He had better fundamentals. Just overall, fundamentally better player. If Kobe had LeBron's body, he'd be the greatest player for the last like 50 bajillion years, because he would be like the mentality, the work ethic, the fundamentals. With LeBron's body, it would be like a god among men.
So you rank LeBron on top of Kobe?
I'm getting there.
Wearing that sweater right now.
I'm getting there.
Dude, Kobe won 5 of those on the sweater.
Okay.
But yeah, LeBron and Kobe, man.
In terms of my favorite player and who I would choose as Laker, I would go Kobe. If I wasn't a Laker fan, 10 out of 10 times I would probably say LeBron James.
System of the Down or Rage Against the Machine? If anybody knows this guy, he's the biggest System of the Down fan you could know.
And the biggest, I'm a big fan of both. If you ask me this question at different points in my life, you'll get a different answer.
Yeah, of course.
Because I've had the opportunity of seeing System of a Down several times. They just recently released 2 tracks with like, thank God.
Banger. It's what we needed.
It's been forever. And I can't say the same about Rage Against the Machine. God said, you know what? I'm gonna erase one band's memory or like all of the records from existence forever. I would have to erase all of Rage Against the Machine song, and I would have to stay with System of a Down. System of a Down, Toxicity was the album that got me into the rocker scene in middle school. Like that, that album like literally spoke to me.
I think this next one's gonna be a hard one, sir.
Okay.
Because you love both.
Okay.
Justin Timberlake or Pitbull?
Pitbull.
Pitbull?
Pitbull. I kind of disassociate Justin Timberlake from NSYNC.
Yeah.
Probably because I always prefer JC Chasez, I believe is his name.
Yeah, I think.
I honestly was surprised when he wasn't the one who made it out. I thought it was going to be him. But the little curly-headed fucking ramen noodle kid, JT, made it out. We've said it before in chat. Pitbull has catalog of just heat.
We've had
fire.
Pitbull
bangers.
Power Hour on your
Pitbull Power Hours.
You can't have power hours with many artists. Like just that much heat. Consistently, consecutively, bro.
Bro, if it wasn't a Pitbull song, he'll delete it. Like, nope, that's out.
So next one, Smash or COD?
I touched upon this question a little earlier.
You did.
COD is one of the few games I can play with friends in IRL. Get a dope Warzone dub, because that's another thing where like I only like playing Warzone. I don't like playing the multiplayer. And then Smash. I love Smash because it's one of the games I'm really competitive in. If it wasn't for adding Banjo-Kazooie, excuse me, into Smash, it would have been a lot easier for me to say COD. But because they finally added Banjo and Kazooie, characters that I've wanted to see in the series for the longest. Like if they would have added them in the Wii or the GameCube, I would have probably started playing Smash then and there. That's how much I love Banjo-Kazooie growing up as a kid. So when it dropped, I was like, that's it. Smash Ultimate is the best game ever. Like, give me the amiibo, like give me the merch. I need it. I need all that.
Last but not least, Kevin or Pedro?
Oh, Kevin, dude. No disrespect, Pedro, but I just go back with Kev for so long.
No, that's fair.
Our O-line coach used to say all the time, these friends are going to be your friends for a very long time. True. And it has been, like, you know, the football homies have been the homies. You don't always keep in touch with everybody on the team, but it's always like when you finally do see him or
like
you cross paths, it's just like old times, because I wouldn't even say it was the winning that brought us closer.
Oh, not at all.
It's the L's, bro. Taking those L's hard, but knowing that your teammates never gave up on you.
At all.
Yeah, that's a camaraderie.
No, I 100% agree. Me and Kev, we would always hate whenever we saw anyone on campus that was more than phically capable of not only playing,
and you start judging them,
but dominating, dude. And it's just like, just help us. Like, we just want some help. Like,
please help me.
Please help. Like, come on. Once you've been through those struggles, like, you just form.
No, I totally understand. That makes perfect sense when you put it like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. I choose Scotty over you too. No shade. No shade.
Well, you know Scotty for longer, right?
Yeah, we know some cycle too.
Yeah,
it's like our relationship, him and Scotty.
Yeah. Except he's mediocre.
Finish up the show. We're gonna end it with some dessert, and this is a first for the show. We've never had it before.
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah. So these are funnel cake fries from the chicken coop.
Yeah, it's just another way of eating it.
Yeah, just like I said, when people just get creative and just try to get something outside the box, we're down to try it.
Of course.
We're gonna try this for the first time ever.
I feel like this would have hit a lot better if it was still warm. This kind of got a bit cold. I have a question for you too, though.
What?
Where's this funnel fry? This fry and does nacho chip have in common?
That you can all eat them.
Good guess, but no.
They're all crispy, crunchy.
No.
They're all good with caramel.
No, I don't think you can eat just with. It's not the fucking point. They're all thicker than House's legs.
And the war continues. Since we're enjoying this right now, we had a great couple plates. It is that time that KSO has been waiting for a while too. This is Pedro's Thoughts.
So in honor of having a professor on, I'm gonna keep it PG.
Thank you.
When your girl goes to sleep, the console goes beep. Amen.
Now that we've fully crashed the whole feast of the chicken coop,
It's good.
we're gonna get a rating from KSO as well. It's not just 2 ratings today, we're gonna get 3.
This is your spot, so.
And since you are the guest, you're gonna have to give us a rating from 1 to 5 and your favorite plate of the day.
Okay. I would say probably a 4.5.
Okay.
4.5. I'll give it to him. Everything was really good. In terms of my favorite, I think I would have to go with one of the sandwiches.
You were talking about the breakfast one a lot.
The egg one. That one
breakfast.
was really good.
The Hawaiian bread is what got it.
Oh, is that what that is on
Yeah.
top? Oh,
Yeah.
dude, Hawaiian bread smacks.
Hell yeah.
And the egg just complemented the whole sandwich perfectly.
Pedro?
I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
It's just a different way of eating the same thing. It's a different way of eating funnel cake. And again, they didn't have the ice cream and shit on it. And another way of eating chicken and waffles. I'm gonna go with the waffle. Belly buster?
Oh, the belly buster? Yeah, that's a good sandwich too.
The coleslaw, like the chicken, the
So,
pickles.
it all just
all
meshes
in there.
Maybe I should have ate the pickles with the sandwich, definitely.
It gives it a different taste. That's what salsa by itself. You know, some sauces are like, fuck, but when you put it into some tacos or whatever, it's like, all right, that's a different speaker.
For me, I gotta go with a 4.5 as well.
Nice.
It's that close to a 5 for me personally. The nachos just took me away.
The chips is what did it for you. That was a deal
The
breaker
chip, it's
for you.
because it's authentic. You could tell they took it out the fryer and put it in our plate.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That gets you extra points. And when authenticity is in factor and when it's unique,
If it was different chips, what would you have given? It was like regular chips.
it would have been a 4. The taste,
Oh
the
yeah.
taste, like even without the chips, like all that stuff is like what Queso said. It's like a higher end Chipotle bowl.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
all that stuff is like a Chipotle bowl. So 4.5 for me, and the nachos overall score is going to be right there on top of Pedro.
Well, so I'm gonna
So-
say the only reason I'm wearing white is because he brought me this shirt. It says "Comit Algo." I know you can barely read it, but again,
It's a work in progress. So obviously you guys know that I'm trying to launch some KSO merch. The thing is, I don't want to just screen print it.
I'm gonna need a queso romper. Just telling you know right
Dude,
now.
we can make with an embroidery machine. We can make it happen, and that's like one of the first.
Hey man.
You gotta start somewhere, bro. We're not knocking
The
it
black
at all.
and gray one looks pretty cool too.
Yeah, embroidery right there. Like I said, the fact that he's starting right now, I like it personally. Like I'm gonna wear it later on.
But really do appreciate it. Like I said,
Yeah,
no matter how
I
big or
always
small it would have
appreciate
been,
the
bro.
gift.
Like,
And like
it's appreciated.
We made good on our promise. We gave him a good functioning Comete Algo mug. Now we officially have all our Twitch streamers with Comete Algo mugs. I got one more question for you. If you had to give advice to a brand new streamer who's telling you, hey, I want to stream, but I don't know how to, what would be the advice you would give them?
Get a webcam, start, and stay consistent.
Okay.
So a lot of people take forever to get the webcam. I think it hinders your growth. I think if you automatically start with the webcam, that automatically like propels how quickly you grow your community. Consistency. Oftentimes, I know a lot of people who jumped into the Twitch grind, bought a super expensive computer for the sake of streaming or gaming, whatever, kind of fell off. So now it's like you've bought a computer and you invested all this money early on, but you weren't consistent first.
You listening, Scotty?
So be consistent first, and then what else did I mention? Oh, and just start. So you can't really do anything until you actually start. If it's even something you're second guessing, just start. See it, pull up a Twitch stream, see if it's even something for you. For some people, honestly, Twitch isn't really their forte. Like some people like playing quietly, and that may not appeal to most people. Like if you're gonna want to be a Twitch streamer, you're gonna have to engage with the community, or you're gonna have to be insanely good at the game.
Yeah.
It's usually one of those two. So.
Would you say it's like trial and error, the growth? Like you're gonna have to, as you go, you're gonna learn. Like
Yeah, because you're gonna learn that some games work for you, some games don't. And I've seen that when in regards to like Smash and COD, where like COD I'm so much focused on like getting the dub, where like I'll neglect chat. Sorry, chat. Versus Smash, where like I'm so much better at that game, where I can kind of juggle the two. And then you'll learn like what softwares to use, what mics to use, what cameras to use. It's just something that, you know, you're gonna learn over time.
Now that we've got all the questions out the way, we talked about everything you could think of now. Do you have any special words for your chat, for anybody that's watching?
Shout out, plugs, all that good stuff.
Everything.
Dude, just shout out to the KSO fam. Like each and every one of you. You guys have stuck with me from the very beginning. And you know, you've been riding with me till this day. Just want to let you guys know that this is, you know, far from the end. We as a fam are going to continue to grow. I talked to Kev and Pedro about, you know, launching a YouTube, being more consistent on Twitch, because like I've said, you know, sometimes with life, school, work, it's hard being consistent, but I'm working really hard to, you know, continue on with that consistency, to just, you know, keep on creating the best content I can for the KSO fam, because, you know, I've said this 1,000,001 times, like, I don't make the stream. You guys bring the energy. You guys bring the fun. Like if it wasn't for Derry challenging me to a Nightbot rap battle or our friendly banter with some of our tier streams, if it wasn't for y'all, it would be me talking to a wall, you know? Yeah. And that's not what Twitch is about. So I owe a lot of the success I have on Twitch to the KSO fam.
And where can we find you on social media and all that good stuff? Twitch.tv/Mr._KSO, or some people call it Mr. KSO. By all means, that's up to you, but I like Mr. KSO a little bit more. Thank you. I was gonna say that. It's not KSO, it's not KSO, it's KSO. King shit only, for those who do not know.
It's really funny seeing when I raid people, or like seeing other people stumble upon my name and they're like, Mr. KSO, Mr. KSO, Mr. KSO. It really depends. And I think that kind of adds more like flavor to the actual name, or like
mysterious.
Yeah, because you're kind of edgy, kind of mysterious.
And you could tell some people are like reluctant to say it because they're like, damn, I don't want to get this wrong.
Yeah. I'm also on TikTok, Mr._KSO, Twitter, KSO Gaming with a 1, not an I, and then the YouTube, Mr._KSO Gaming is gonna be launching soon, so keep an eye out for that.
Just go ahead and give the guy a follow, give him a subscription, follow him on all social medias. To end this, we just want to thank KSO for being on the show.
Dude,
long overdue, bro. Long overdue.
Thank you for having me.
Long overdue episode. I hope everyone enjoys the arguments, the debates, all the topics that we talked about today, because I think we covered mostly everything. And yeah, just shout out to everybody for watching.
Like, subscribe.
Thank you. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next week.